Hello, good afternoon guys. This is Dong again. This afternoon we will be changing the brake pads of this BMW R 1200 GS because apparently I checked the pads. They are already worn out. It's quite thin already, so I need to replace it because need to be riding this bike as safe as possible, of course, with better brakes. Although the brakes are still in good conditions, the power, however, there is a need for us to replace the pads. Okay, so we'll be doing it and I'll show you how it's being done.
Okay, these are the brake pads that I bought from Lazada. They are quite cheap and reasonable. No, those are the front brake pads, and the last one is the pair of brake pads for the rear. So we'll be placing here. This one is the front. There are two discs up front. So this is the one that's the other side, and finally we will be installing another brake pads here at the rear. Okay, we have to remove the cap of the brake fluid reservoir. Okay, we have to unscrew two bolts that holds the caliper using a Torx wrench. Okay, now we have to remove the calipers, and then there is this retaining pin that we just removed, but we have to remove another pin that holds the brake pads. Okay, that is the retaining plate for the brake pads. Now we have removed the brake pads. Okay, it's time for us to remove this brand new pair of brake pads. Of course, we have to clean the calipers before installing the new brake pads. And then again, we have to push these four pistons, no, so that we can install the new brake pads as easy as possible. Now we have to install the new brake pads. Actually, there are two, one on the left and on the right. And then you have to secure this retaining plate on top of the brake pads, and then we have to place back again the pin that holds the two brake pads. Just screw it, tighten in, and then you place back the retaining pin, and then we have to place back the caliper on the disc. Okay, so again we have to return the two nuts right there, and then we have to tighten it securely and as tight as possible so that it won't be misaligned. Now we have this another pair of new brake pads that will be installed on the other side in front. Just the same procedure that we did on the other side will have to be followed on this side also. So removing again those bolts, and then another one in the middle that holds the brake pads, and there's a retaining pin that has to be removed also. And then we have to remove this plate on top of the old brake pads, and then we have to push the brake pads so that we have to clear and of course clean the calipers, opportunity for us to clean, and then we have to push the pistons, no, so that there will be enough space for us to insert the brand new brake pads. Okay, so we are now inserting the new brake pads. Okay, and then after which we need to place back this plate on top of the new brake pads, and then there's a pin that has to be inserted that holds the brake pads, and then we have to tighten it again, same old thing, and then place it back on the rotor disc, place the bolts that holds the caliper onto the fork, tighten it, not too much. Okay, it might be damaged if I tightened too much. Just make enough torque, okay, in the middle also. That okay, it's time to add some brake fluids. Okay, so we have to pump the lever, and then of course bleed and remove all those old brake fluids, and then you have to feel the lever if the pressure is enough. Okay, same thing that we did up front will be also applied here at the back by removing those nuts, and then removing the pin that holds the old brake pads inside the caliper, and then remove the cap of the brake fluid reservoir. Okay, and then put some rag for some possibility of spilling of brake fluid, and then okay, need to clean the caliper, and then we have to push again those two pistons for us to insert this new brake pads. Okay, it's relatively easy for us to install this thing. Actually, this is the very first time I ever installed a new brake pads on a motorcycle, and I just check it on YouTube and see what is the procedure, and also on the owner's manual. And it's relatively easy, just like changing the calipers of your car, the same thing I have done in the past several times now. Okay, we have to replace back the cap, and then check for the pressure if things okay.
Okay, that's the way how you install the brake pads of this BMW 1200 GS. No? So I'll be checking the performance of the brakes this coming weekend. Although today's weekdays, I don't have the time to ride the bike, but I'll be doing some more improvements and modifications, I may say, and some other stuff that we need to do on the GS, because this is just recently bought, and then there are matters that needs to be addressed. So I've already made some videos of I had the starter overhauled and changed the battery. I'll post the videos later on. No? So again, thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, just follow the video and like the video, and of course you can share the video. And thank you very much, and have a great day. Thank you.